boy was born in Ethiopia, one of the poorest countries in Africa, and left in an orphanage. Hunger, poverty, and a life of struggle seemed to be the only path waiting for him. 15 years ago, he was adopted by one of the richest and most famous actresses in the world, Connie Britton. He went from the poorest African country to a luxurious mansion in Santa Monica. So, how has his life been since then? And what does he look like now? Watch the full video to find out. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon to get notified when I upload a new video. Let's get started. Connie Britton is one of the richest and most famous actresses in the world. Connie Britton is one of the most recognized and successful actresses in Hollywood. For years, she played Tammy Taylor on Friday Night Lights, the kind of strong, warm, no-nonsense woman that millions of viewers wished they had in their own lives. Then she went on to Nashville, American Horror Story, Dirty John, and eventually The White Lotus. 4 Emmy nominations, a career spanning over 30 years, an estimated net worth of $12 million, and a life most people only dream about. And yet, for a long time, something was missing. She wanted to be a mother. She had wanted it for years. But here's what most people don't know. The reason she finally did it wasn't just about wanting a child. It was about losing everything else first. Within the span of just 3 years, Connie lost both of her parents, one after the other, and when it was over, she told Watch What Happens Live that she looked around at her life and thought, "My family is no more." She had a twin sister, but her parents were gone, and she was not in a relationship heading toward marriage. She was alone, at 40 years old, and the future felt uncertain. That was the moment everything shifted. But the seed had actually been planted years earlier. Back in the early 2000s, long before most people knew her name, Connie had traveled to Ethiopia to work on a documentary about the country's orphan crisis. The film never got made, but what she saw never left her. Thousands of children with nothing, orphanages overflowing, kids growing up without enough food, without families, without any real path forward. Ethiopia was, and still is, one of the poorest nations on earth. She flew home to her comfortable life in America, and she never forgot what she had seen. So when grief hit and she found herself standing in the ruins of the family she'd grown up in, she asked herself one question: what am I waiting for? In 2008, she started the adoption process, and what followed was anything but easy. International adoptions from Ethiopia at that time were wrapped in long delays, mountains of paperwork, and bureaucratic hurdles that broke lesser wills. Some families waited years and still got nothing. Others gave up entirely. According to French outlet Pure People, which covered the story closely, Connie herself described the process as a real fight, a battle fought with patience and persistence that tested her at every step. But Connie didn't stop, and in November 2011, she finally stepped off a plane from Addis Ababa with a 9-month-old boy in her arms. His name was Ayob. She called him Yobi. Think about what that moment meant. A baby who had spent the first 9 months of his life in an Ethiopian orphanage, in a country where millions of children grow up with hunger as a daily reality, was now on a plane to California. From one of the poorest places on earth, straight into a world of comfort, opportunity, and a mother who had fought 3 years just to find him. She described the moment she first held him as something she would never forget. "It was such a wonderful moment of completion. I thought I was going to collapse into a puddle of tears. I was just grinning from ear to ear," she told People magazine. At 44 years old, she was finally a mother. But then came the part nobody talks about. Raising a baby alone with no husband, no partner, no co-parent to call at 2 in the morning is not what Instagram posts look like. Connie admitted it openly. In an interview with US Magazine in 2013, she said something that stopped people in their tracks. Raising a son without a father figure is scary. She said it plainly, no sugarcoating. She was scared. She also admitted, on Watch What Happens Live, that when she started the process, she had no idea what she was getting into. She said, "It wasn't so much I can do this. It was just, I knew I wanted to be a mom." And then she figured it out as she went. One person who understood exactly what she was going through was Charlize Theron. Charlize had also been adopted as a single mother, and according to reports, the two bonded deeply over the shared experience of raising children alone in Hollywood. The judgment, the logistics, the invisible weight that no one else could quite understand. They weren't just acquaintances. They were two women holding each other up in a world that still had a lot of opinions about mothers who chose to do it without a man. But here is where Connie's story takes a turn that sets her apart from almost every other celebrity adoption story. She never let Yobi forget where he came from. From the very beginning, she made his Ethiopian identity a living part of their home. There's a large map of Ethiopia and Africa mounted in his bedroom. They talk about his roots constantly, not as a history lesson, but as a conversation about who he is. And every other year since she brought him home, Connie has taken him back to Ethiopia. Not as a tourist, not as a charity visit, as a return to his world. She told US Weekly, "We've basically been back every other year since I adopted him. I'm really committed to that. We just try to be as vocal about his experience and where he came from as possible in our daily lives. I just want him to know what that world is." He's also, by her own description, turning into a genuinely remarkable person. "He's turning into a really great human," she told Closer Weekly in 2018. She called him awesome. She shared rare glimpses of him on Instagram over the years. A birthday photo here, a beach day there, always keeping just enough back to protect him from the noise of Hollywood. Today, Ayob is 15 years old. He is tall, well-built, and carries himself with a quiet confidence that is hard to miss. In the rare photos Connie has shared over the years, at events, on the red carpet, in candid moments, you can see the transformation clearly. The baby from the orphanage is gone. In his place stands a teenage boy who looks healthy, grounded, and completely at ease beside his mother. He has his mother's sense of humor, by all accounts. People who have seen them together describe a genuine closeness and the kind you don't perform for cameras. He calls her mom, she calls him Yobi, and when they show up somewhere together, they look exactly like what they are, a family that chose each other. Connie has kept him largely out of the public eye on purpose. No social media presence pushed onto him. No interviews. No look at my son moments designed for likes. She has said openly that she wants him to have a real childhood. Not a celebrity childhood, and from everything that has come out, it appears she has succeeded. He started with nothing. Hunger, poverty, an uncertain future in an orphanage thousands of miles from anywhere most people would recognize. And today, he is growing up in a $5.6 million contemporary home in Santa Monica. That is exactly what makes this story worth telling. So, do you think that kind of love, chosen, fought for, built from nothing, is something a child can feel growing up? And do you think Yobi fully understands just how different his life could have been? Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to channel for more. As always, thank you for watching. See you in the next video.